What is good, YouTube? What is going on, YouTube family? Look, we've had a long day. I know my man here has had a long day. I had a long day, but we are back again on the channel for you guys. And this is a crazy video. This is an insane interview with my man, Fraser himself, the founder and CEO of Quantum Works, an insane platform that's tying in the multi-billion-dollar gaming industry into the multi-billion-dollar crypto industry with a AAA gaming platform. Come on, man, what's going on? How are you? How's Quantum? How's everything going on these days?
Yeah, man, it's totally crazy, to be honest, and it's really cool to be here and like talk to you today.
Good to finally be able to set up, eh?
Oh, dude, like that's literally the most fun hour I've had in a long time.
Yeah,
it's the most relaxed I've been in ages. So I'm not complaining. So good.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. It's very good to have you here. I'm honored, and
thanks, man.
You know, all the troubles we had some technical difficulties. You guys, if you've ever done YouTube, you guys can understand technical difficulties is the number one main thing that comes with doing YouTube. So we had to sit through that, but my man here is so patient, so amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem, Quantum, man. As we all know, it's 99% of the time it's audio. So
all the problems, 99 problems, and all of them are friggin' YouTube connections. All right, man, what's going on with Quantum? Tell me about it, because I'm excited. You know, we're gaming guys, we're into gaming ourselves. What are you guys doing? Where did this idea come from? How did this fruit into what it is now?
Oh, well, like the idea had been brewing for a while, but then I think with everything that had been happening in the BSC space, it felt like the right time because, you know, transactions are fast, they're cheap, it's easily accessible. And we were looking at what was happening I was looking at what was happening with like loads of the smart contracts, and you were seeing some interesting tokenomics being sort of put to the table. Mm-hmm. And then it was literally with everything that was going on with COVID, and you're spending a bit more time indoors and you're playing more games, you know what that's like. And it's just like, I thought, I was like, why couldn't we tie gaming into crypto and actually make the economies a fair platform? Mm-hmm. So that to me was for, you look at all these games. So you look at like Apex Legends, you can look at like Fortnite, their V-Bucks and their Apex coins. So once a player has bought those coins or V-Bucks or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Loads of games are the same. They've all got their own money. Mm-hmm. And as soon as people buy it, it's a sunk cost. And then that's it. They can't get it back. They might end up with a skin, but that's no use to them in 5 years' time when that game gets taken offline. Like, what are you going to do with that? Nothing. Like, you've just lost your money. So this way, what we are developing is a AAA game that allows people to connect their wallet and then transfer, like use our token, our qubit token, and that is what powers the ecosystem in the game. Nice. So people are able to free trade between each other. They can buy certain items from the game store. But the biggest and the coolest thing about it is we're able to pump money into the game world through the tax on the smart contract. Mm-hmm. And not just like items in the game world, but we will be able to offer like crazy big PvP tournament prize money, which is going to be insane. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool, and like loads of people are loving the concept and the idea of the project.
So let me get this straight. We got AAA gaming, and we've got tokens that have real utility, tokenomics, and carry over from the game into the real crypto world, into the asset world. Like your tokens actually have underlying assets. It's not no bullshit, just game tokens or whatever that when the game's done, you're done too. You're done with it. No, this is real underlying assets backing your tokens, which you're able to use on the free crypto market.
Yeah, exactly. So if you had been finished playing the game, or you'd been really lucky and you'd won a PvP tournament, and you just walked away with $50,000 worth of tokens. Yeah, you can cash them out. Insane. Like, congrats, you've just won 50 grand. Insane. Like that's what is possible with this. And it's just not tied. It's not tied into one thing. You can literally just free trade it with all other players. Insane. And we're, you know, with the mechanics and things, our two principal designers are amazing. Like we've got Magnus Stone and Jason Tennant, who I've known for a number of years, and they are just incredibly talented individuals. Every time I read their game design document for the vision that I had, and then they are putting it into reality in the game, it's just like I just want to play it, right? I literally every time I read it, I'm just like I just want to play this. And yeah, they're so talented. It's such a pleasure and an honor to work with these guys. They're fantastic.
That's incredible, man. That's incredible. Now, I know that you guys have some very unique tokenomics. I know that you guys have the tokenomics built in a way where the price is staying stable, but it is also setting a new price floor every single time. Every single milestone is raising the value of the token. Now, a lot of platforms have been doing this. Do you guys have some sort of mechanism where, whether it's a fee mechanism or a tax mechanism, where it's being redistributed back into the LP, back into the liquidity, or being redistributed back into the token hodlers? How does that work? Do you guys have some sort of mechanism in place for that?
Yeah, so what we have is a very unique tax system, especially over the first month.
Okay.
So the way that we actually fund the studio, the studio and the manufacturing of the game, the support for the game because it'll be a live service title, and then like literal monetary value within the game, we take 7% and that's split over two. So it's 3.5%, which gets swap and liquefied into BNB. And that is the game studio's wallet. So that gives us our funds to work with on a day-to-day basis, pay people's salaries, like physically create something phenomenal. We're literally making jobs, like straight out the back of this. And the other 3.5% stays as the token and gets held in our wallet. And that is what we're able to then put back into the game to provide value. And during the first month, so day one has passed, and during day one, what we have was 40% tax. Now I know that sounds insane, but the thing is, it was designed to stop people or to dissuade them from selling, so we can try and build a solid price floor and give it time. Because one of the things you always see with new projects is you see like a big spike, a big dump, but we had a spike, a little dump, a bigger spike, a little dump, and now it's finding its floor. And what happens is that out of the additional tax collected over and above the standard 10%, 33% of that is reflected. So the holders get 33%, day two, 32%, and so on, until it goes down 30 days later and it hits the standard 10%.
Nice.
3.5 to the game wallet, 3.5 to the studio wallet, and 3% reflected to all holders.
Wow, I haven't heard anything like that before. I've seen so many different platforms do so many different things, try to control the whales, try to control the guys not dumping.
Oh, that's the other thing. We've got a whale control as well. I completely forgot.
Really?
So, yeah. So basically, if you hold more than 0.5% of the token in supply, you're not allowed to sell more than 0.1% of it in a 24-hour period.
Wow, okay.
So it basically just stops. It stops as much as possible without being like too penalizing. It stops whaling, and we've seen it been working pretty well so far.
That's really amazing, man.
It's cool and it's different, and I'm fully expecting to see 100 clones of this contract within the next like 2 weeks.
Amazing.
Like absolutely, but they'll probably be used.
There's gonna be clones, brother. There's gonna be clones. There's gonna be a lot of people trying to copy what you're doing, especially when you're doing something so special and so different. And what I really, really want to know is, how are you guys putting up with FUD? How are you putting up with competition? Because there's going to be a lot of people out there trying to do the same thing you're doing. There's going to be a lot of people out there taking a dig at you. It's the crypto space. We know there's trolls out there. We know there's FUDsters out there. How are you guys putting up with the FUD? How are you getting away from all that?
We're quite lucky in a sense because our project in itself is really unique. I mean, no one's done this before.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of like gaming NFT platforms, like for people to like make NFTs and things, but no one's actually like gone down the route of let's make a studio, let's employ people, let's make a AAA title and then merge them together. So that's holding us in good stead. But there's always FUDders, and luckily we have a phenomenal admin team, which is it's community members.
Yeah.
But they are like hardcore believers in the project from day one. And the funniest thing about this is like when we started doing this, when I came up with this idea, there was another project that was run by a famous TikToker, or it appeared to be run by a famous TikToker, and it looked like a rug, like it just felt like a rug. And then like there was a break-off group from this main Telegram group. and there was like 100 people in it, right? And we could all see it coming a mile away. Damn thing rugged twice in 24 hours. Like, and I felt really sorry. Like the poor guy from TikTok. He's young, he's 17, and he just get absolutely dunked on. Absolutely. Mate, YouTube's the second biggest search engine in the world.
Absolutely.
And it's about to become the biggest.
It's about to become the biggest.
Which is the most insane thing.
Hell yeah, it is. But when you're put in a position like us, in a space this crazy, at the level that we are right now, and the audience that we have, shout out to you guys at home, the audience that we have, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to partner with us and build a token, put our name on a token, say this is the freaking Up Next Cryptos project. There's a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to jump into it because they know the influence that we have in the space. But we don't do that. We don't even, like, the same situation, the same scenario here that happened to Mallory.
There's too much to go wrong.
There's too much to go wrong.
It ultimately is not worth the risk.
It's not worth the risk.
It's risk reward.
Exactly.
Like, it's absolute risk reward.
Exactly. And what we're doing, the space that we're in, the place that we're in, the community connection that we have, we're more than happy with that, and we want to continue the same way that we have continued growing. We had 700% gains since COVID hit, and everyone's been consuming social media content, YouTube every single day. We've had 700% gain on YouTube. So, shout out to you guys. Love you guys so much. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going like this.
Yeah.
But I see what you guys are doing, and what you guys are doing is very, very special. What makes me really want to take a stab at looking at more stuff on your end of things is getting some content with gameplay, getting some content with not even actual gameplay, but maybe getting a sneak peek at something. That's what I really want to see next, is getting a sneak peek at what the world looks like in that game, what the interactions look like. I know there's going to be a lot of different things you can actually achieve to earn more tokens, gain more tokens, level up, build status. Yep. I want to get a sneak peek at that.
Yeah, and like you were like good enough to reach out, and like this is you're getting you're the first guy we're speaking to on YouTube. Yeah. Like, this is the first video.
You heard it here, man. You heard it here with the man. First time ever on YouTube is on Up Next Crypto. You heard it here. Anybody else doing it after us, they're copying.
Like, I couldn't be speaking to a nicer guy. Like, I wish we could go and grab a beer, but you're on the other side of the world.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, like, of course, like, as soon as we have the thing is, one of the things that we took some fun on in the community was that we had licensed images to put in our white paper. Yeah. And it's like I was funding the entire project up until this point where we now actually have funds to do something with. And people were like, oh, why didn't you use like original concept art and like your thing and give it a more accurate representation of your game? And it was like, well, there's two reasons. One is I'm not made of money. And two is I'm not made of money. So it was just like it was a finite thing because we were balancing like making a website, like contracts, like contract audits, like you name it. It's an expensive process. If you want to do it right, if you want to put out a token right and make a good contract, you need to spend the money, and you need to just do your due diligence. You need to find the right people to do it. And we are working with the best people in the space. Like we wanted to get the contract audited, and we had JR from CTD do the audit on it. Yeah. And JR was like, I was like, we want to launch a Unicrypt. Like, do you know the guys or anything? Like, you can put me in touch. And JR was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Put me in touch with the guys that owned Unicrypt. And then like, I was talking to Chav, and like Chav was like, tell me a little bit about the project. Like, we were just on Telegram just picking some messages. He was like, tell me a little bit about the project. Yeah. Sent him like the white paper and the website, and he was like, dude, have you got time for a phone call? Yeah. Right? And I was like, the guy from Unicrypt is asking me if I have time for a phone call. I was like, yes, I have time for a phone call. Like, it was amazing. And then me and Chav just like ended up talking for like an hour and 10 minutes on like the whole project, like the DeFi space, like everything. It was awesome. And now we talk all the time, and it's amazing the people that you can find in this space. Mm-hmm. Like, you can find the best people, but you can also find the worst. Big time. So like with the FUD that I was taking, like people were saying, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you use these images? And it was like, when you see games come out with original concept art, the reason they're coming out with original concept art is because they are spending investment that has already been put into the game. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't have that investment until pre-sale completes. Mm-hmm. Now we do. And we have concept artists knocking through stuff right now we are having meetings with the most amazing people in the game space.
Wow.
The people who, and this is it. We've gone out and we've approached some people. Like there's some people that we wanted to go and speak to because we loved their style, their flair, their ability to create. And then there's people that have come to us completely off their own back and have been like, we love what you're doing. This makes total sense. Can we work together? And it's so humbling. Like it's really humbling when these people come to you, and it's also overwhelming because you're like, what?
Jeez, yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for emailing.
That's what you're doing. That's when you know you're doing something big, man, in the space. Is when you got guys over at Unicrypt hitting your line all the time. You've got huge developers talking. That's when you know you're doing something serious in the space. And that brings me over to my question about how you guys are tying this all in with community engagement. I know you guys have great admins out there. I know you guys have over 10K guys on Telegram, which is pretty damn huge. But how do you guys continue that? How do you guys plan on continuing that community engagement? Is there airdrops planned? Is there giveaways? Is there different incentives to bring on new people and new investors? So
every month we used Unicrypt systems because we're really lucky actually, because the day before we launched, Unicrypt deployed a whole bunch of new systems. And we were like the first ones to run it. So what we have done is we have a thing called an airburn wallet, we're calling it. And every month, and it's 12% of the total token. And every month, 0.5% gets burned and another 0.5% gets airdropped to every holder. And that's a unique incentive as well. Like people do airdrops, but like we just wanted to try and make it sound nice as well. So we just called it an airburn. So 0.5% at the same time. But yeah, like also our community in general, we launched when we went to the ILO and we went live, we had, I think it was just over 9,000 or something, 9,000 people in the group. And the crazy thing was that I had said like, right, okay, going to put the white paper out and we're going to let it have 2 weeks so we can build 500 people in a private group and these guys can help us put 2,000 people in a public group. And the 500 people in the private group, after I put the white paper out, filled up in 24 hours. And then like the other group went absolutely like through the roof. And I was just like, I only wanted 2,000. Like I was like, we could have got away with 2,000. And now we're about to push over 10. And it's amazing. The community in general is phenomenal because there's a lot of gamers in it. And gamers are looking at this and they're understanding like the power that this has to make something phenomenal. Like this has the makings of something great.
This is serious stuff. Now, community's there, community is great, and we all know that some of the platforms that have actually performed insanely have had crazy large communities. But aside from the community, development is a big thing. Being out there in front of the right eyes is having those big investors, the VCs, those huge guys that want to invest big money into the platform. But I feel like you guys don't even need all that. Like there's a lot of platforms that go after all that, but you guys don't need any of that. I'm looking at the PooCoin, I'm looking at the charts, at the numbers, at the fact that you guys hit what, $50 million market cap after 10, 16 hours of release.
We actually went higher. We went to 105. Within like it was eight or 9 hours. It came back down because that's just insane.
That's just insane.
Like,
that's just messed up.
Like, and the thing is, it doesn't matter if you get 40% tax. If someone has just seen like 50x or 25x, whatever it was, they're going to be like, I'll just take that. Like you can't blame them. You can't blame them. But they're the thing is, and it's really fun because when you see a big sell, I really enjoy just looking at the TXID, go to more info, decode data, top line, and then you look at the difference in coin and you're like, oh, you just like, congratulations to the community. You have just given everyone 33%. Thank you very much.
True that. Oh shit, I forgot about that. So these big boys that sold off at the top, right at the tippity top, they gave back to the community at the same time. So thank you very much.
and the thing is, we had a few people like, oh, you guys like you dump bags like fudders. You always get fudders in everywhere you go. And it's like we're looking at some of these guys holding big wallets, and there's one community member who basically got like 23 BNB at the start because he helped us pay for the audit at CTDSec, and he said, look, we'll pay for the audit, just airdrop me the tokens. And he's still holding, and he's like one of the biggest supporters of the project. And having people, and that's the thing, it's like this guy reached out to us and went, look, I want, because what our plan was to basically do the pre-launch and then immediately get the audit done straight after, just of a funding reason more than anything else. And he reached out to us and said, look, I love the project, I love you guys, because you're in the voice chat all the time, you're talking to everyone, you're engaging, you're doing like Twitch streams and stuff. Look, I'll pay for the audit if you just airdrop me the tokens and value like afterwards. That's fine. And I was actually really emotional about it, because I'm having a community member reach out to me from Indonesia all the way to me in Scotland saying that they'll pay for the audit. And I was totally blown away by it, completely blown away. And he literally was like, give me your smart chain address, and he just sent me in BUSD in seconds.
Just like
and
that.
That is the power of community right there.
Absolutely.
And it's phenomenal. Absolutely, I was blown away by it.
No, it's really nice to see that, man. There's a lot of really good guys in the market as well. There's a lot of bullshit that happens on the backside of the market, but there's also a lot of good guys that are actually here for the community and building the community. So huge shout out to that guy, man, holding it down over in that way. But another main huge factor of these platforms that come out and they pump and then they dump and they never end up coming back is because of all the crap that goes on the back end of things that we've seen happen before. You guys are rug proof, clean, 75% liquidity locked for 12 months. All of this stuff is already done. All of this stuff is already, like you said, the audit is already done as well. And how do you guys go about doing these? How do you take these steps to make sure everything is set up in a way where all this FUD is shut down, all this BS is shut down? Well, number one, you guys are out here showing face on one of the biggest crypto channels in the whole space. So huge shout out to you for that already. That's freaking incredible.
Well, that was the thing. It was like, you know what it's like. You can look around the community and you can see so many projects that look cool. Like there's a cool looking project. There's no face to it.
Yeah, sweet website, no face.
Exactly. Like if you, I'm a firm believer in, if you have an amazing legit project, why can't you put your face to it?
Yeah, that's a big no. And you know, a lot of these platforms come out and say, oh, we got an anon team. It's an anon team. It's an anon team. Why is it an anon team? Why can't it be a transparent team?
Yeah, like there's a few people in the industry that I can understand who keep their anonymity because of just like that has been their reputation for years.
Yeah.
Like JR CTDSec, same thing, anon, but has the best reputation in the game for doing all this. There's no one that comes close.
There is that one off for sure.
Yeah, like if you have a legitimate project, you should show, like there's no reason why you shouldn't show your face. So when we decided that like we were like pushing ahead with this and we were coming out, I said, look, we need to come out doxed, like white paper out the gate, like not even like doxed on the website after the white paper. No. We're doxing in the white paper. As soon as the website hits, there's even more information available, because we want this to succeed. Yeah. This is a business. We registered as a limited company in the UK before we even like put the white paper out.
That's amazing.
And it was, we want to do this properly. Like this is a business. This isn't a meme coin. This is going to be creating jobs and creating a phenomenal product.
That's amazing, man. No, absolutely. It from the looks of it, you guys have put a lot of time and money into development. You guys have put a lot of time and money into bringing in the resources to do all that R&D and make sure the platform is going to be in the right place for launch. Now, I've looked at the roadmap. I've looked at some of the stuff that you guys done already, and it looks incredible. But the stuff that is to come, Q3, Q4, what are we looking at? Where I know that you guys are looking at listing on Whitebit.
We applied yesterday.
Okay, so that application was sent out yesterday. So there's going to be Whitebit listing coming. There's going to be a token on CMC, CG. All of that stuff is going to be happening in Q3. What else is happening that's going to be exciting news?
And that's the thing with this. It's not a regular BSC project. It's not a regular crypto project because it's a creative project in the crypto space.
Yeah.
So we straddle two things. We straddle gaming and we straddle crypto. We're a foot in each camp. So when we are providing updates to the community in the crypto space, what we are giving them is like deliverables. It's concept art. It's like prototyping. It's interviews with every single staff member that we bring on, so the community can find out more about them. They know about us. They know about me and the rest of the team. They've heard me ramble on often enough on an AMA in the channel. But getting to know our designers, our developers, our programmers, and like why they joined us and why they've come on board, that is invaluable to a project, and it's something you just don't see in the crypto space. So again, it's something really, really different.
Amazing, man. That's freaking amazing to hear. I'm so like, guys, I say I'm excited about a lot of things on this channel, but I'll be honest, man, this one is different this time. You guys know I'm a huge gamer. We actually have Up Next Gaming coming up in the next couple of months too. So we're actually gonna be launching some stuff on Twitch, doing some Up Next Gaming. Me and Keon here, we're gonna be killing it. Obviously, you know I'm the best at games, so I'm gonna be.
We'll see about that.
I'm gonna be stacked up on this Quantum Works, on all the tokens. I'm gonna be stacked up. I'm gonna be top 10. You'll see, guys, on all the leaderboards. I'll be at the top of the leaderboard. But let us know, man. Let us know, because we want to have you back on the channel. We want to have you here all the time, because this project's different. Like you said, this is not a regular BSC coin. This is not a meme coin. This is not no shit that you can put together a lot in a night, you know, in your mom's basement and say, hey, I got a project. No, this is not that. This is a team with real developers, with real guys that have actually done graphics and game design and serious stuff.
Absolutely. Like Magnus, whose work is a principal designer, he's worked for 4J and Sega. Wow. Jason Tennant, who's the other principal designer, he worked on Crackdown 3 in the Halo series.
Wow.
Like we have talent, and when they actually left university a number of years ago, they left with like merit and distinction out of like one of the best universities in the UK for them. They're smart guys. Wow. And now is their time to shine with us.
Wow.
Like absolutely their time to shine.
Absolutely. And you know, a project that's backed by a guy like you, a lot of knowledge, a lot of enthusiasm, and a lot of passion for what you're doing. I know that there's going to be good places that all these guys are going to go, you know, being a part of a project that's led by a guy like yourself, which is pretty damn incredible. So I'm excited for them.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
Excited for you, man. More importantly, and
it is exciting. Like it's really exciting, and I can talk about it for hours.
I know you can, and we could sit down and talk about all this stuff for hours too. I know me and like just from this conversation, guys, and prior to this video, prior to this whole interview, we actually had a chance to sit down and talk for like a whole another hour. And I gotta tell you, man, this guy is an absolute beauty, super down to earth guy.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Killing it in this space, and I really appreciate the time you gave me today, man. But tell me, is there any secret stuff, any secret sauce that I can bring to the audience? It is the first time you are talking about Project Quantum on YouTube. So is there any hot stuff you can spill the beans on for the viewers, for the family? Let's get someone. Maybe a little bit of a date. Maybe it doesn't even have to be perfect. Guys, it's not set in stone. All right, I'm telling you, this is not set in stone. But maybe we can get some spill the beans on some release dates, or maybe a beta.
Well, so when we made the roadmap, we did it in a way that was realistic, because like we've seen a couple of things come out in space, and we're just like,
garbage.
You guys don't have a clue like what you're doing. Yeah. So like realistically, to make a title like what we're talking about is going to be a minimum of 3 years. Like realistically. So like it will be really happy with a working beta within 2 sort of alpha, 18 months. Prototyping and testing is an agile development, so it's just like iteration. You're testing, you're going back into testing, then you're going back and fixing things. But if you wanted like a juicy tidbit,
big time.
I think the best thing I could probably tell you right now is to do with the talent.
Oh yeah, tell me.
The talent that is coming onto this team is outrageously good.
Well, you guys are talking about something that's insane. Like you guys are talking about 18 months, 20 months of development, testing, retesting. The team's gonna be crazy.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, to realistically pull this off, we're going to need a team somewhere in the region of 60 to 70 people full time.
Wow.
So, we know how we have to maintain that with the coin, because the coin is what is funding it.
Right.
So it's an interesting one, because like normally when you're a cryptocurrency, you market to the crypto community, and that is all that you market to, because that's your space. But we have to market to both. We have to market to the gaming community, and we have to market to the crypto community. And we have to try and bring them both together, and we have to try and keep everyone happy at the same time. So it's a really difficult thing to do, and we know how we have to budget for it. But ultimately, we need to fund our staff to create something phenomenal. And one of the most important things was, another question that we got asked was by FUDders was, why didn't we come to the market with more of a working prototype? And it was a really simple answer, is that in the gaming space, in the development space especially, one of the biggest black marks on it just now, and it's a hot topic, is the fact that big studios, or medium-sized studios as well, are going to very talented designers and programmers and engineers, and they are basically getting them to work for free or for food money, basically, on a promise of something being developed. And someone said, like, why didn't you come to market more with more of a working prototype or something more to show? And I said, because I didn't want to be that guy going cap in hand to people who have spent years of their life studying and ask them to work for free. I didn't want to do that. What I wanted to do was prove a concept, bring it out the gate really strong, fully docs team, nice website, everything, get a strong community behind it, raise the funds, and then as soon as pre-sale is over, we go straight to the people who we've been talking to, and we're able to pay them day one out the gate for work, like an honest, like a fair wage for a fair day's work. And that's what it's all about. It's about creating people jobs and making a phenomenal product and paying them properly.
That's incredible, man. Honestly. You guys have a serious message and a very, very, very amazing mission behind what you're doing, creating jobs, and especially in a market like this that people are having a hard time finding jobs. It's amazing that you guys are actually creating opportunities for different people with talents and bringing that on board. So huge shout out from myself and our community and my team over to Quantum Works. I mean, we seriously wish the best for you guys in the short-term and long-term future. And I cannot wait, man. I'm honestly truly excited to see some
Thanks, dude. I appreciate
content. I'm seriously excited. Yeah.
Like it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Like,
thank you.
And especially like the hour that we got to just chat before was like, it was really good, because it just took away any of that like potential awkwardness. Like, we actually got to know each other a bit. 100%. So yeah, and having you on board is like, to work with us going forward in the future.
Yeah.
More content is super exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I love it. And guys, I'm telling you, man, it is not easy to sit here and talk to guys, especially smart guys like the guys that we brought on the channel, and talk to these guys, out of the blue when, we haven't had a conversation before. It's not easy to do that. But like my man here said right now, we had a chance to actually talk for about an hour and a half prior to the whole conversation, and got to know him a little bit better, got to know me a little bit better, and we freaking clicked, man. So we might have to just fly out over there and have a beer with the boy right here.
Dude, I would love that. That would just be a good time, an absolute good time. 100%. Like, we just clicked instantly when we started talking, and that's what it's about. 100%. Like, it's good community, good people.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you, Fraser, man. I appreciate you giving our time, Mr. Gordon. Thank you so much, brother, for what you're doing for the space and for all the stuff, for amazing content that you gave us today, actually, for the channel. So huge shout out to you for that. We're going to be looking at this project so much more in the near future, guys. Stay tuned for so much. I hope that everyone's questions was answered in this video. If it hasn't, leave a comment down below what you guys want to know, specifics about the project, or anything else, any gritty details that you guys want to find out. Leave a comment down below. We try to read as much comments as we possibly can. And we'll come back to it, man. We'll turn around with another video. Hopefully we get some more stuff to show you guys with Quantum Works, maybe some content. Maybe I can squeeze it out. My man Fraser here, I'm gonna squeeze it out. I'm gonna squeeze out some of that juicy content. Don't worry, boys, I got you guys. I'll get some from him. But man,
well, like the exciting thing is, next time that we talk, we will have stuff, we'll have deliverables to show you.
Exactly.
And like, and that's the fun thing. We're able to just keep this as like, it's almost like a documentary on like how to make a game.
Absolutely.
Like that's what it's all about.
That's going to be really exciting, actually. Coming back to you guys with some updates, coming back to you guys with some milestones, and we're going to go from there, man. Again, top AAA gaming project, Project Quantum, something so freaking different, something so well developed, and you guys better look into this, man. Again, thank you so much for your time again today, my man. Hopefully, Fraser.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hopefully, I mean, I know you're a busy guy. I know your schedule's freaking. You're running a project like this. I know you're a busy guy. But hopefully, we get to have you again on the channel very soon, and
I'd love that.
Some of the updates and some of the stuff you guys are doing, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Huge shout out to my boy Fraser Gordon here, the founder and CEO of Quantum Networks. And then we're gonna jump in another one with you guys, man. We'll jump in another one soon. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. I'm off for now. Fraser's out. Peace, guys.
Have fun, guys.